Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update. All the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the second week of May, the 9th until the 13th. Are you ready for a good week? Remember, once we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch OLED model to one of you, so subscribe quickly. This week's episode is sponsored by Sakuraco and Tokyo Treats. What? Remember, we showed off Sakuraco's March snack box. We showed how refined one can be with yummy, traditional, local Japanese snacks on a monthly snacky basis. It's May time and it's tea time with matcha and mochi with this month's Sakuraco. But we are also asked to show off Tokyo Treats, a slightly different monthly snack box with up to 20 of the latest, most exclusive, limited edition and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks. Yes, those are banana and caramel Kit Kats. We're going to dive into more detail with these just before the community spotlight, but remember the code SWITCH04 for 5% off your first order with the links below. Alright, this week, Prinny presents NIS Classics Volume 2, releasing in both North America and Europe this week, probably the biggest retail release of this week. Following on from Volume 1, this second outing includes Makai Kingdom and ZHP, or ZHP if you're on the North American continent, which I didn't actually know about until this game was announced. Apparently it's a PSP game inspired by Tokusatsu stuff and like Power Rangers and stuff like that. I heard it's a rather good roguelike. Makai Kingdom, a bit more familiar, as it's definitely more in line with Nipponichi's usual output. It's going to be a good one, that's for sure, but I am more looking forward to Volume 3, which they've already announced and features La Pucelle, which is a game I really enjoyed back in the day. I never finished it because I was poor and traded it in for cash. And our executive producers Robotech, Jonathan Rumo and Issa have chosen this as their pick of the week. Waifu Discovered 2 is releasing in Europe this week. The perfect game for when you're feeling just a little bit too happy and you need a bit of a downer. The sequel whose name doesn't make any sense. You may remember I reviewed Waifu Uncovered, and it's one of the blandest shmups I've ever played. I can't imagine this one faring much better. Shoot stuff and watch amateurly drawn anime girls get nude. If you want this, then I wish you all the best, and please tell your therapist I said hi. If you're in North America and you need this in your life, you'll have to import it. Links are below. Yes, I will profit off your depravity. Let's get fit. That's one word away from a cease and desist. This is a fitness app from those who make the Let's Sing series, which are done well enough. This comes bundled with an accessory to help you in your weight loss journey. Maybe if you actually went on a journey, you might lose a few pounds. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. It doesn't seem to be releasing in North America unless it's exclusive to a certain store that I have not researched. Let me know. Hidden Objects Collection Volume 2. Raising heartbeats around the world, releasing in Europe this week. North America, don't panic. I believe you can purchase this one next week, or maybe the week after, something like that. If you need to improve your item finding skills, then this may be the package for you. Maybe I'll need to look into this one, as my wife likes to challenge me by moving my keys away from where they should be, and then she pretends to be innocent about it. I swear she plants them in my trouser pockets, currently halfway through a wash cycle. 60-in-1 Games Collection. If you need some extra fluff, then the 60-in-1 Game Collection should be getting a wider retail release in Europe this week. I believe this was exclusive to France, but now, like a good fart, it's slowly spreading outwards. It may be decent, but it's not something I would pay attention to. Alright, The Low Prince. Wunderling DX is one of two games going up for pre-order from Premium Edition Games later this week. They had a mini direct recently and Wunderling DX was one of them. Personally, I can't say I've heard of this before. It seems like one of those eShop games that you probably scroll past, as it kind of looks like one you've seen a million times before, at least in my opinion. But in this case, it may be one for not judging a book by its cover, as it is critically kind of acclaimed. It's done quite well, considered to be a charming, well-crafted puzzle platformer. I've been told Premium Edition games now come with more extra stuff, or with improved quality, with a nice new slipcase design, as well as cheaper international shipping, so I'm told. And our executive producer Grant Surt has chosen this as his pick of the week. Rain on Your Parade is their second game going up for pre-order this week. This is a comedy game where you play as a cute cardboard cloud on the path to ruining everyone's day. It's so cute, it almost hurts. It's just a short, silly game that if you're a fan of something like Untitled Goose Game, you'll probably get along swimmingly with Rain on Your Parade. There's just something so satisfying about pissing people off and just ruining their day. It's what the internet was invented for. And our executive producers, Thorn Metal Luna, Boombox, Parsnip Coffee, and Raven Knight have chosen this as their pick of the week. There's both a standard edition and a retro edition for both these premium edition games. And as a side note, just very quickly, they also announced that Gamers for Gamers will be doing a special variation of their Season 3 games: Cathedral, Mighty Fight Federation, and Phoenotopia. Something to look out for. Catlateral Damage Remeowstered Edition is a distribution effort from Limited Run, a first-person house cat simulator. What does that involve? Knocking things off shelves, of course, and then looking like it had nothing to do with you. And don't forget to paw at the curtains while you're at it. They are overrated anyways. This is the Remeowstered edition, which not only comes with a pun that makes me want to slam my head into a wall, but it also includes new content and tweaks to the original game. May 10th for this one, and our executive producer Viz has chosen this as their pick of the week. Astro Aqua Kitty Collection is also coming from Limited Run. Here you get 2 kitty games. Aqua Kitty is a pretty decent indie game that's been around the blocks a bit. I'm sure everyone's got a version of it somewhere. A cute variation of the Defender formula. Its sequel, Astro Aqua Kitty, they've blasted into space and it's been expanded with RPG elements and exploration, stuff like that. It's definitely a more involved game and rather different too, despite being both about cats blowing shit up. Who doesn't enjoy that? I don't know if it's a coincidence Limited Run have 2 cat physicals on the same day. I was gonna make a joke about being 100% pussy or something like that, but I'm too grown up for that. Before we get into the imports, we have some big news from PlayAsia. Free shipping forever if you spend over $100. Yeah, a new initiative. If you spend over $99.99, then you're eligible for free economy airmail shipping. So obviously you can't go mad. It has to be something a reasonable size and weight, like 5 Switch games or something like that. But that's going to be over $100 anyway. So I know a lot of you have been waiting for free shipping. I can see the stats. Aside from the odd big import here and there, you are all biding your time. I know, but now it's time to unleash the wallets. Remember, if you need a rundown, I made a massively long video about all the games that you should consider importing. That's over 60,000 views now in slightly over a month, and that is incredible. Although, to be fair, that's probably the same 1,000 people just trying to watch the whole thing. They keep clicking on it just to finish it off. But thanks anyway to those 1,000 people. And remember, if anything takes your fancy and you would like to import it for yourself, then consider using the links below in the description and the pinned comment. If you use those links, then it also helps support this series ever so much. You guys are wonderful, and I constantly thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really helps support me. Plus, in return, if you click our links, use our links, you can also get a very nice 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia if you use our current discount code Jordan, my favorite kind of nightly pissing vessel. No, seriously, check it out. My mom just loves bedpans. That's Jordan for 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia. Now, it is quite the big week. Most of it, of course, I brought up in last week's episode. The Centennial Case, a Shijima story, is a game I'm very much looking forward to, just because it's something a bit different. Sure, FMV games exist in the modern day with publishers like Wales Interactive doing some commendable jobs of putting them together, but this is a giant publisher handling the Centennial Case, a Shijima story. I mean, Square Enix, who'd have thought they'd put out a detective mystery FMV set within a 100-year span? Plus, this is being made by Hand, who are better known for working on The World Ends With You. What is going on? Whoever greenlit this is a mental case, and I love them for it, and I do wish them the best on the job market when they inevitably get fired for greenlighting this nonsense. I am well excited for this, even though I can't see it faring too well on the charts. We'll have to see though. I really hope he doesn't get fired, because this deserves to succeed probably, I don't know. The physical is releasing in Japan, and there's also a recently announced Southeast Asian version, which is also an option, although they're the same price or whatever. This does have English, and I'm really hoping I can squeeze in a review for you guys, but it's going to be a busy week. And our executive producers, Vay, Jennifer M, and Instacritic have chosen this as their pick of the week. Dead by Daylight Ultimate Edition is releasing in Japan this week, the 4th edition of the game that they've had. We in the West only have the base game. This contains a bunch of extra content, and it's just a game littered with DLC, and this contains quite a lot of that. Whether that content is on the cartridge or is a download voucher with just the base game, I don't know. It remains to be seen. I still don't think there's been a definitive answer as of yet. But it does have English, and if, maybe you want to import it if you don't already own it, the other 3 versions of the game. 7 Pirates H is a highly anticipated JRPG, a Play Asia exclusive. It's been sent out this week to coincide with the digital release. Part of the Genkai Toki series with the Moro games, this stands on its own, however, as it's pirates themed. You gather 7 treasures with a crew full of busty ladies, or they will be busty if you fiddle with their boobs to make them bigger. Yes, that is true. I'm actually playing this for review, which will be up Thursday, and I highly recommend you watch it, since while it's just a bit of dumb fan service with its story, the gameplay in terms of the battle system is pretty good. I've spent a week stretching boobs out, so I would really appreciate it if you could just watch that review just for what I've been through for it, okay? Now, the collector's edition is sold out already, so my commiserations if you missed out on that, but there's still some standard editions left. Don't miss out. It's going to be a big import for pervs of all ages. Well, okay, maybe not all ages. See you on Thursday for my review. And our executive producers, Cartoon Soren, God of Resin, and JCross7776. It's their pick of the week. And speaking of reviews, this week I've got another review coming. Another one. I've been a really busy boy. Now, this review that's coming, it's not actually of a physical game, shock, horror, but the game is really good anyways. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Eiyuden Chronicle Rising will get a physical release, but for now it's digital only. But yeah, it's a prequel to an upcoming JRPG, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, and it's a spiritual successor to Suikoden. And my review is coming out tomorrow, and I hope you can be there to watch it. I hope you enjoy it because it is a damn good game. Okay, let's delve into the 2 boxes, Sakuraco and Tokyo Treats. Now, since there's about 40 snacks in here, there's absolutely no way I could show everything that it has to offer. We're gonna jump between the 2 boxes, so you better keep up. Now, this month's Tokyo Treats has some properly nice sweets, or candy for you North Americans. They are Sakura flavored, and they are just fantastic. So fantastic that after Erin tried one of them, we had to hide them from her because she demanded the entire bag. That's a recommendation from her, and I agree, they are delicious. Sticking with this month's Tokyo Treats, can I just say, I'm not a religious man. Or I wasn't until caramel and banana Kit Kats. I mean, why not combine my 3 favorite things? All it needed was a flamethrower and it would have been the best thing in the entire universe. And I'm ashamed to say I tried to hide these from my daughter. God, they are good. Let's move over to this month's Sakuraco. As it's matcha and mochi related, you got yourself a box full of green tea snacks. Not exclusively, but you do get a bunch of them. One of which was this tasty hocha mochi, a nice sticky paste that has a really rich flavor, and I couldn't resist taking a bite while doing the unboxing. It's covered in this edible sweet wrapping, which I have to admit freaked me out a bit when I first came to Asia. It seems a popular thing in China too. It doesn't matter if it looks like plastic, just chomp it down, it's good for you. You also get this matcha manju, and if you remember's March unboxing, I called in the manju master herself, Erin, to give this one a try. I was a little bit worried since green tea isn't her usual favorite kind of flavor. She's still young and sweet, the bitterness of life hasn't gotten to her yet, but she seemed to enjoy it, so it's all good. And if you want to try Sakuraco or Tokyo Treats or both, click the links below and get 5% off your first order with the code SWITCH04. Stay tuned next week for another look at both of them.
妈妈说不要吃太多。
啊，不能吃太多啊，别要 ，OK， 没问题，小心点啊，有点大。咦，
你干什么呀？
Alright, let's head into the community spotlight for this week. It's a bumper week apparently, got like 50 photos, so sit tight. Anibal picked up Andro Dunos 2, the European cover art is spectacular in my opinion. Really love that old school anime vibe it's going for. The North American version isn't too bad either, but this one takes the win. Blackstar picked up these 3 games, the double pack of Zombie Ate My Neighbors and the other game that no one's ever heard of. Got a lot of nostalgia for that game as a kid, one of my most played Super Nintendo games, even though I found it balls hard. Those giant babies freaked me out. Executive producer Cartoon Soren picked up these seemingly last month. Need to change that calendar, my dude. Marsupilami, which is apparently massively famous after everyone laughed at me for never hearing of it. Look, as a kid, we only had BBC One and ITV for my children's shows. Well, we had Channel 5 too, but I was too proud to watch that. If it wasn't on those channels, I didn't see it. We were too poor. Dame Fortuna sent in this double helping of JRPG imports from recent days. Here we have the reversible cover of Saga Scarlet Grace, looking lovely. Both of these should be back in stock this week or next week, I believe. Executive producer Elisa picked up Azure Striker Gunvolt pack, which gives me hope that the third game will also get a Western physical, hopefully at standard retail. Gage Wagner sent in these classic JRPGs as their import pickups. Thanks for using our links if you did. That's 7 massive JRPGs in 4 packages. Absolutely love it. Executive producer God of Resin picked up these bunch of games. Mad Rat Dead is one that's almost already forgotten about. An odd NIS America release, but a good one, it should be stated. Executive producer Grantser sent in these games, picking up 2 big Nintendo titles. I still want to play a bit more Kirby, it's just so bright and colourful and lovely. Hudo picked up Food Girls 2 and got some, shall we say, very eye-catching bonus material. I'm not sure I'd use those as coasters anywhere unless it's a strip club, but they just look wonderful. Executive producer Instacritic sent in these games. Metal Tales, it does exist. I was a bit worried since it popped up out of nowhere, and it's by a publisher that are known for not really caring much about release dates, but anyway. Also, Drive, that cover looks very chill indeed. Ivan C sent in this photo of some nice games. I heard the Switch version of Tandem is a bit awkward to play due to the low resolution. It's apparently hard to make out some of the puzzle stuff. Executive producer JCross7776 sent in Double Kick Heroes, which was apparently a long time coming. Not sure what took them so long with this one, perhaps the Steenbok took longer than expected. Executive producer Jennifer M sent in these games, jumping into the Clanad rabbit hole. I hope you've got 80 hours or so to commit to this one. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Kayla sent in this photo of a couple of RPGs that came out earlier this year. Maglum Lord and Monarch, both supposedly decent, but nothing spectacular, although that's probably what you should expect from their respective publishers. KG sent in these games, getting in on the collector's edition of Ruby from Limited Run, which is pretty cool with the nice box art, plus taking a chance on the Japanese physical of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which does not have English, but I would say not wholly necessary. I know it has a lot of story, but critics were fairly down on that aspect anyways. Kraid, thanks for using our links, especially when I pointed out that PlayAsia randomly got in a rogue copy of Scourgebringer. I guess someone had their order cancelled. I often do stock alerts for out-of-stock PlayAsia exclusives in our Discord, so be sure to join that if you want a heads up on something like that. Michelle Katanis, thanks for using our links to pick up some of these. The PlayAsia version of Paradise Killer there with the mirrored effect. Obviously, a lot of you went for the one print website version, but this is a decent option too, especially if you're bundling other games together. Mika sent in this photo with a few cool games they got in the very recent Otomi of Variable Barricade, which you should check out the review for over on VN Paradise. I'd appreciate that. Milkman sent in this photo they got in the collector's edition of Sallyface and Coffee Talk. Was that delayed, or did you just get that one via other means? I could have sworn that they started selling that years ago. Nintendo Gamer Gal, thanks for using our links to pick up many of these games, one of which being the Distraint Collection, which is still only $15 as a PlayAsia exclusive. That's mental, considering they only printed 1,500 copies of it. Don't miss out, seriously. I know it's not the most essential title out there, but you can't miss out on that for that price. It's free shipping too. Radio Terrans is sending these games, thanks for using our links, massively appreciated. Going for a very shmup heavy load, Aleste Collection and Tiger Heli Collection. They don't have English, but they don't need them, and they're really well put together packages from M2. Executive producer Robotech sent in these games, showing off the standard cover for Saga Scarlet Grace there. Thanks for using our links, by the way, very much appreciated, as always. Executive producer Vei, our man in Japan, got in these games a couple of weeks back, the collector's edition of Food Girls 2, plus the great pre-order bonuses for Tasamachi, which came with an art book and soundtrack CD, for free. Man, I wish Western publishers would learn from that. I mean, seriously, Japanese publishers and Asian publishers, they're so much more generous with like CDs and art books. Visipon got that in too, plus Oshi Ranbu, the Yuri VN, which came out not so long ago. Fabulous, well done artwork. If only all game artwork were as quality as these three shown here. Wonderful presentation. Xiao Pichu showed off these bunch of games, including the entire collection of One Print games up there at the top. I do wonder when they're going to announce their next lineup of games. Executive producer Issa sent in this photo. Looks like they completely cleared out Red Art Games during their Easter sale, picking up a bunch of great titles along the way. Oh, and Chrono Cross, absolutely lovely. Alright, I think it's time for a roundup. Irina, Andrew Kelly, Samuel Robinson, Alonso Sanchez, Drew, Max1216, Ying, Ashura G, El Noel, Rorn, Starvey, Marty Ma, Needless Dragon, Precision Plague, Peter Clark, Burai Murian, Ilundara, Vast Neon, Merciless Switch Collector, Yikes Bikes, JP, Demigs. Alright, please send me your pictures on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me or tag me in a post. Tag me in a post and use the hashtag Let's Get Physical. Do both, okay? And also email switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com, and Discord, the server link is below. You can submit your pictures there in the submissions section. Please just send me one picture per week. If you send me 2 or 3, I will just pick one of them. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Get Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Elissa, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vei, Mental Traveler, Grant Cert, Viz, Jennifer M, and our brand new executive, Instacritic. Thank you for your support, plus you. Yeah, you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, leave me a penguin emoji in the comments in honor of Prinny Presents NAS Classics Volume 2. And I'll give you a penguin back, maybe. Please check out some of our other stuff. Tomorrow, we've got Yuden Chronicle Rising review. Thursday, 7 Pirates H review. And if you didn't watch it, we have a It's a Bit Late review of The Wanderer, Frankenstein's Creature. Please watch all of those, and I'd massively appreciate it. If you want to get in on Play Asia's free shipping, then you also need to check out the big, massive, Big Daddy list. Time to get your shopping in, guys. See you next time.